What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome to McGruder Files episode 13, presented by Kingdom Cast. I'm your host, Philip P. Mac McGruder, coming to you live from my bedroom here in Kansas City, Kansas. And Super Bowl 60 is behind us. The off season is in full swing, and the Chiefs are already making moves that everybody has been talking about. We're going to talk about some big stories like DeMarco Murray becoming the new running back coach. Some fans love it, some hate it. There's that bombshell that Tyreek Hill is officially a free agent now. Should the Chiefs bring Cheetah home, or depending on how his injury looks out, should he wait till next season? We'll break it all down here. So let's just start the show with getting into the news. First up, Brett Veach and Andy Reid just hired DeMarco Murray as the new running back coach. Murray, the 2014 rushing champion from the Dallas Cowboys that year, spent the last few seasons at the University of Oklahoma coaching backs like Ramondre Stevenson in 2020 and Eric Gray in 2022, who's now playing with the Giants. You saw Ramondre Stevenson and what he did in the Super Bowl. He knows how to teach vision, yard after the catch, and physicality. Eric Bieniemy is back as the offensive coordinator, and after coaching DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai in Chicago last year, where the Bears' run game showed real improvement, EB's zone motion scheme plus Murray's player perspective could be a perfect combo to fix what was a disaster last season. So there was no lead back, no consistency, no explosion. And you saw and you heard, if you guys heard today's press conference from Andy Reid from noon, Andy mentioned that EB once recruited DeMarco Murray when he was as the running back coach at UCLA, and now he has the opportunity to work with him and to develop him as a coach. I think fans need to understand that things are going to be okay. Some are not sold. Some fans on social media and Chiefs forums are pushing back. Why Murray? Dylan McLeod, Deuce Staley with Andy Reid ties, both of those guys, especially McLeod, helping us as a running back coach when he first came on. I believe that was 2018 or 19. I have to do my research on that to remember. Anyway, he's never coached in the NFL, some say. That's what they're talking about Murray, DeMarco Murray. Even though he's played, 1,800-yard plus rushing year in 2014 with the Cowboys, helped them get to the playoffs, especially in that game where that was a catch by Dez Bryant. But, that's another conversation for another podcast episode. But why not promote from within? EB already knows running backs. I get the skepticism, right? Murray's a first-time NFL position coach, and timing feels abrupt. Here's why I'm optimistic, Andy Reid has a history of hiring ex-players who get the game. Yes, Matt Nagy, Eric Bieniemy, Greg Lewis. You saw Greg Lewis, what he's been going to. I believe Greg Lewis got hired by Tennessee, and I'll see what Tennessee's doing there. Murray, like I mentioned, was an 1,800-yard rusher who thrived in a similar zone-heavy scheme. He's young, he's hungry, and can relate to the players. If EB handles the scheme and Murray drills the technique and mentality, this could unlock the run game we've been missing. We've been talking about. Imagine in 2021 against the Bengals, if we had this. I'm just saying, what if we had EB and DeMarco? Well, somebody similar, but older, Let's say you had Deuce Staley, if he didn't coach the Lions and Jamal Williams when he had 17 rushing touchdowns that 1 year. The Chiefs need a lead back who can run between the tackles, catch passes and break tackles like Hunt did in 2017 or Jamal Charles did in 2013, 2014. Murray coached guys who did exactly that. Give it a chance, Chiefs Kingdom. This could be the spark we need. And let's see. Then we talk about Tyreek Hill and his situation. This is a big one right here. Tyreek, as you guys all know, is a free agent. Miami cut him due to the injury concerns and the cap space. The Athletic and ESPN both confirm he wants to play this upcoming year, but he's coming off a very tough injury. And I'm gonna make a case here why we should consider bringing him back, and then I'm gonna mention my concerns after. Even at 32, when he's healthy, he's still a top 10 playmaker. In his last 37 games before his injury, he had 221 catches, 3,000 yards receiving, 20 touchdown catches, 81.7 yards per game. That's wide receiver one production. Imagine Tyreek in a reduced role like Hollywood last season, around 500 plus snaps, pretty much about 50% of the snaps this upcoming year, right? Or like last season what Hollywood played. He'd be the deep threat that forces safeties back, opening underneath for, we'll mention this guy's name later on in the show, especially depending on his situation. RR, the bowl of and Worthy. I'll mention his name later on. With Eric Bieniemy back, running motion, the RPOs, and the quick game, Hill's route ability, the body control, the yards after catch would be lethal. Yes, he's past his absolute peak, right? But at 80%, he's still a game changer. The nostalgia and the chemistry with Mahomes, the chance to chase another ring where it started. Chiefs Kingdom would explode. Should Veach make the call? I might say yes, if the price is right, for one. Heavy incentive deal, $12, $15 million per year deal. I don't know. Maybe less than that. Maybe what Hollywood's deal was, about $7 million per year. I mean, what do you guys think? But I really think this. You got to take into consideration, he's coming off a tough injury. A very, indeed, tough injury. We saw it. We all saw it, I believe, week 4, week 5. Yeah, week 4 against the Jets. Thursday Night Football. That was tough to see. I didn't want to see that injury. I remember. And if Tyreek Hill insists on coming back and playing, if the doctors say, I don't think you should play this season, maybe next year, like especially during the year comeback, we'll have a second opinion. Maybe if you're available during the play, like Odell Beckham. Look at Odell Beckham Jr. in 2021 when he got with the Rams. Maybe this Tyreek situation could be similar like that. You never know. And the reunion, who knows? It might happen. Maybe it might, maybe it won't, but we shall see. But we're going to probably hold off until the Tyreek Hill situation, especially with free agency coming up and with the combine coming up. I mean, There are going to be a lot of people talked about, especially with the markets this upcoming season. We shall see, y'all. But keep it moving. All right, y'all. Now let's shift to two other massive roster questions. Jawan Taylor and Travis Kelce. First, Jawan Taylor. The Athletic is reporting the Chiefs are very likely to now, well, because after this, I'll mention it. They'll likely release him this offseason. That's not even a no-brainer. We've been talking about it over probably the last 2 years. It was going to come to this point. That $27 million cap hit is brutal. And after some inconsistent play penalties, pass pro lapses, cutting him saves $20 million in cap space. The question is, do we have an in-house replacement? Jalen Moore, Wanye Morris, Asa Pole are swing pieces at best at the moment, but maybe there's something for more because of his deal. Some people might say none already to lock down the right tackle spot. We either need to draft a starter or sign somebody who could compete, a veteran. This is a must-solve spot. Mahomes can't survive another year with shaky protection on that right side. And then the other one, Travis Kelce. And one more thing. Shut up, Mike Tannenbaum. NFL.com confirms the Chiefs plan to sit that during the Super Bowl, right after the Super Bowl had happened, they have talked with Travis Kelce probably. And everything points to him coming back for 2026. Currently at 36, he'll be 37 this October. He might not play 90% of the snaps, but he doesn't need to. He's still the clutch red zone guy, the security blanket, the locker room leader. You know, one more year keeps the chemistry alive while Jake Bringstool, and Jared Wiley grow. So I'll give you this example. This model here, the 2016 Chargers, right? Our rival. Yeah. I look at our rival to find a weakness and even look at their strengths, even at that time. They had Antonio Gates as the vet legend, similar to Travis Kelce. And they had newly drafted Hunter Henry as the emerging star, who you just saw play in the Super Bowl as well. Gates played a reduced role, red zone monster, mentor, but Henry got the snaps and developed into a starter. That's exactly what the Chiefs could do. Let Kelce be the closer, the guy who draws coverage and opens the field, while the younger tight ends take more blocking, route running reps. It's a proven blueprint. Veteran presence plus the youth development. Kelce for one more ride, even at 60, 70% of snaps, it keeps the window open. Chiefs Kingdom, this could be the spark right here to get us back right here. Travis Kelce. So, and then we got to talk about the gift that keeps on giving that I wanted to just jump into before I talked about Jawan Taylor being possibly cut. And this is probably one of those moves that has signified that or solidified that maybe. Patrick Mahomes' contract is getting restructured again. Over the caps, Jason Fitzpatrick says this fifth adjustment since 2020 frees up $43.65 million in cap space for 2026. That's huge breathing room. Even after this, the Chiefs still have less than $11 million in cap space over. They're over $11 million. But Veach has options, more restructures, cuts, as I mentioned, Jawan Taylor, which would put us at $8 million plus or maybe 9 more. Then there's Mike Dana or incentive deals. There, oh yeah, Drew Tranquil possible cut as well. Uh, Incentive heavy deals. Mahomes keeps taking less so we can keep building. Franchise quarterback magic. That's what we do. And big secondary news. Andre Curtis is the new safeties coach for the Chiefs. Curtis has deep ties, who coached under our other defensive back coach, who also focused on the cornerbacks, Dave Merritt, who worked with him with the Giants when they won the Super Bowl in 2011 against Tom Brady and the Patriots. He worked with Spags and the Rams 2009 to 2011. Then 7 seasons with the Seattle Seahawks with Pete Carroll, where he worked as a pass game coordinator. He helped produce Pro Bowl talent, like one of my favorite players assembled, the Legion of Boom, safety Cam Chancellor, cornerback Richard Sherman, free safety, deep safety Earl Thomas, who was an animal, Shaquille Griffin after those guys, Jamal Adams when he came to Seattle, helped them in that playoff push, Quandre Diggs to Pro Bowl after a year with the Bears and the Cowboys, especially last season. He's now back with Dave Merritt and Spags. This is a good Merritt on the corners, Curtis on the safeties. Perfect for developing Jayden Hicks, pushing Shamari Connor, and keeping the back end aggressive. Curtis knows Spag system inside and out, especially working with guys like the Legion of Boom. This higher screams we're doubling down on the secondary. The front office is moving. Mahomes restructure, Curtis hire, smart cap, and coaching moves. That's what we're doing. And that's why I like what we've been going there. So, all righty. Now, Chiefs Kingdom, we have to address this, and this is not the easy one to address. And that name now I didn't want to mention earlier, that bowl of Rashee Rice. He is facing a civil lawsuit filed in Dallas, Texas. According to ESPN, the suit alleges, multiple assaults by Rashee Rice, including physical attacks and threats stemming from incidents like last year. Rice has been dealing with legal issues, dealing from the offseason crash of 2024 early on, after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl against the 49ers in Super Bowl 58. Now this new case adds a new layer of uncertainty, especially for his future. And this is a serious one. If proven guilty, it's not just a football matter, it's a character and accountability issue. Right now, Rice remains on the roster. That's all we know. But the Chiefs will have to navigate this carefully. The team has zero tolerance stance on certain behaviors. I know that. With the league watching closely, they can't ignore it. For the offense, Rice is still a key piece, right? His yard after the catch ability and his chemistry with Mahomes is hard to replace. Especially now, you got to replace Hollywood Brown, Juju, maybe Taekwon if he doesn't come back, or if he does, you still got to add more help. But if this drags on or escalates, it could limit his playing time, affect his focus, or even lead to suspension or release. You never know. That would force the Chiefs to lean harder on Worthy, whoever they bring on, maybe bring back Hollywood, young guys like Jalen Royals, or the future draft picks. I don't want to speculate too much, innocent until proven guilty. But this is a story that we have to keep following, because there will be an end to this, especially with the league policy. I know the NFL might not take a stand on this again because they already dealt with this situation. NFL personal conduct policy. This second offense, you never know, man. The Chiefs deserve clarity, so do the victims in these allegations. So that's that. All right, so that's basically the news that I covered for tonight, and we move on to segment 2. And part of segment 2, this is something that I want to focus on. We all want to talk about the free agents, who we bring back or who we sign, who's new, or who we draft in the process, especially with the combine coming up here. I want to talk about 4 players already on the roster that could see massive roles in 2026, because no matter what, you got to be a person that has to step up into the spotlight, no matter what the circumstances are. And that was this case here with the Chiefs, especially with the new coaches and everything that we got going on here. These 4 players, to me, has to step up, especially with the circumstances going on here. And I had to add a new player. Originally, it was supposed to be 3 players, right? Now with the Rashee situation and how it's escalated, I had to add 4th one. And yes, it's a wide receiver. And I'll get to it at the last part. But anyway, 4 Chiefs who could see bigger roles in 2026. First up, Brashard Smith at running back. In 2025, Smith played just 191 offensive snaps, about 17% of the snaps, and 56 special team snaps, especially returning the ball, 13% total. The stats were modest: 44 carries for 151 yards rushing, 25 catches for 172 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown across 17 games. But look at the season finale against the Raiders, right? Smith got the most carries, 12 carries, and touches 14, averaging almost about 5 yards per carry. Forced 4 missed tackles, 5 runs of 5+ yards, including a 14-yarder. Andy Reid said to himself after the game, he did a nice job. Go get him in from different spots. He'll get stronger this offseason. That's the biggest thing. Now with Hunt and Rice likely gone, especially in free agency, Smith could step into a bigger role, more touches, more explosiveness. He's built for Eric Bieniemy's zone motion scheme. Watch him this offseason. He could be running back 2, or even, you never know, running back 1 by week 1 or by the end of the season. You never know, depending on the situation or what happens with free agency and the running backs. All right. Next up, Jalen Moore at right tackle, hopefully. Last season, he signed a 2-year, $30 million deal. Shocking money for a backup, some would say. But he stepped up when Josh Simmons missed time. In 2025, he played 15 games with 6 starts, 427 offensive snaps. That's 38% of the offensive snaps. 65% special team snaps, 15%, right? If we cut Jawan Taylor, and it's very likely with that cap hit, Moore is he's basically the in-house option at right tackle. Jesse Newell from The Athletic called it an easy solution. Moore's athleticism, his experience could make 2026 his breakout year for a full-time starter. Perfection is just everything for Mahomes, and this could be huge for his development. Then there's Omar Norman Lott, on the defensive line. Norman Lott's the 63rd overall pick in the 2025 draft. Only played 5 games last season. 73 defensive snaps. No special teams snaps because he's that important to the defensive plan. But he had 4 tackles and a sack in those first 5 games. If he was healthy, who knows? Things might have been different. But hopefully he could be back healthy this upcoming year. In college at Tennessee, he had 10 sacks in his last 23 games after transferring from Arizona State. He's an interior pass rusher with quickness and power. And with Jerry Tillery, Derek Nottie, Mike Pennell likely gone to free agency as well, Norman Lott has a real shot to earn a real, bigger rotation spot next season to Chris Jones. If defensive line coach Joe Cullen unlocks his potential, he could be a regular disruptor. Think 5, 8 sacks. The number is 4 for him, maybe 3.5 as a rotational piece. That's the kind of interior juice Spags needs to get Sack Nation back. Remember, Nnamdi Metabuke was developed by Joe Cullen. Matt Judon, Joe Cullen. Zadarius Smith, Joe Cullen. Hopefully he could develop that out of Norman Lott. George Karlaftis, Joe Cullen. All rookie team. He got paid. So hopefully that'd be the case there. And lastly, now because of this development about Rashee Rice, I believe Jalen Royals has to step up. He's my last and 4th person. Royals only played 7 games last season, saw just 86 offensive snaps, and finished with 2 catches for 4 yards. That's tiny production for a 4th-round pick. But 2026 could be different. And with Juju, Hollywood, and Tyquan Thornton, they're all free agents. Let's say if Tyreek comes back, or if we sign Mike Evans or Brandon Ayuk, the Chiefs still need reliable wide receiver 3 through 5 depth who could play about over 300 snaps and score touchdowns. Rashee Rice's future is uncertain with the off-field issues. That leaves a real opening. Jalen Royals is 6 feet, 195 pounds. He's explosive. If you checked out Tell the Truth podcast, D-Mac explains it, especially about Jalen Royals and his potential. That return ability, he showed that all at Utah State. He can win with quickness and yard after the catch ability. He's young. He's cheap, especially on a rookie deal. Already in the building. Chad O'Shea's coaching with Eric Bieniemy's motion-heavy scheme, it could unlock him. Think gadget plays, jet sweeps, screens, red zone jump balls, especially the jet sweeps and the gadget plays like y'all saw with Sky Moore, but I think this could be better. If the top wide receivers leave or get hurt, right, Royals is the most experienced in-house option behind Rice and Worthy. He doesn't need to be wide receiver 2, just a solid wide receiver 4 who plays meaningful snaps and finds the end zone a few times. That's huge value on a rookie deal. That's there. So these 4, Smith, Moore, Norman Lott, and Royals could go from depth pieces to key contributors in 2026. Growth from within is how contenders stay contenders. And on this short episode, we will finish this off with one of my favorite parts of this podcast, especially now this is the off season. And there's not that much to talk about with Chiefs content now. I think with more news, we'll probably have more for you down the road, probably hour-long episodes in the future. But we keep it moving, everybody. we'll finish this off with the mock draft 4.0. And let's run through the picks. And this is why I like this class here. All right, we'll start with the Pro Football Focused mock draft model. With round one, pick number 9. I have the Chiefs selecting Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver from USC. Shout out to Matt Miller over there at ESPN with our guy Nate Taylor, Chiefs affiliate. He has him ranked 9th overall on his board. He's a grade A right here by Pro Football Focus. About the same size as Hollywood Brown, Jalen Royals. Elite route runner, great separation, yard after the catch threat. With Kelsey might be back for one more year, we could afford to go best player available, at a true wide receiver 1-2 complement to Worthy, especially we don't know about Rashee Rice's situation. Lemon's polished and versatile on offense, and he showed it at USC. And that fits with EB's motion and quick game attack perfectly. So he's my wide receiver one on this board. And here's the thing. Everybody wants to get Jeremiah Love. And if Love is still there, if we don't attack the running back position in free agency, oh well. But here's the thing. You might have to pay the 9th overall pick about $6-7 million more this upcoming year. That's just a fact. The higher the pick, the more money you have to pay. I think the first overall pick gets almost $10 million a year if I'm not tripping. But we'll see there. But things have changed in the NFL. And I think for what's going on with this situation here, I think it might make it more of a big need along with the pass rusher, especially if Ruben Bain and David Bailey are off the board there. Maybe we'll trade back. We can land TJ Parker, or if Caleb Banks from Florida is still on the board, get him. So then we gotta talk about, and this is basically my draft where we don't trade Trent McDuffie. McDuffie stays probably one more year. Maybe they extend him. We don't know. There still might be more moves to make. We might have addressed the linebacker room, but we still need to fix the pass rush. And I still went out and got one of my favorite pass rushers in this draft class. And I know my Kingdom Cast guys be happy about this. Zion Young, edge rusher, Missouri. Another B-plus grade, local kid, long arms. The power you saw at the Senior Bowl, high motor. We need more juice off the edge behind Karl Loftus. Young gives Spags another rotational weapon who can grow into a starter, be a steal at number 40, probably replace Charles Omenihu. And I like Zion Young at this position here. And at pick number 74 in the 3rd round, I get Darrell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle from Florida State. Still one of my favorite defensive tackles in this draft, along with Banks and Hunter from Texas Tech. Explosive interior disruptor who could play 3 tech or slide to nose. Pairs beautifully with Chris Jones and Norman Lott and whoever we might add in free agency if we add one more veteran in the interior. It's the rotational piece to get after quarterbacks. And especially how big he is, 6'5", about 320 plus, that size and the way he moved. He dominated in the Shrine Bowl and also at the Senior Bowl. He's one of those guys the Chiefs got to have on this board. Then with pick 109, man, and I mentioned it on one of the shows I appeared on this past week on Monday with Country, CJ, and also our guest Arrowhead Tom. Shout out to him. I mentioned Bud Clark is that guy that I feel like you're talking about a ball hawk, especially after hiring Andre Curtis. And you're talking about a guy that might remind you of Earl Thomas, maybe some Cam Chancellor a bit. 'Cause I saw some hitting from him too in the Senior Bowl, and I saw his highlight tape. Bud Clark will be one of those guys. I mean, he has that massive upside. I don't care about that C grade by Pro Football Focus. Rangy ball hawk with instincts and tackling ability. Let's say if Cook walks in free agency, Clark is a day 3 starter candidate who could play deep or in the box. Perfect Spags safety. No questions asked. Then in round 5, I like this pick a lot right here. I was hoping that I could land him in round 5. um, Mike Washington Jr. from Arkansas. I watched him, especially 2 days before my birthday. Cashed me out in a parlay, which I'm happy about. But I saw him on tape. This guy's physical, one cut runner with vision and power. He would give us running back depth and a potential running back 2-3 with the potential to maybe be a starter in the future, maybe a Jordan Howard, a former 5th rounder who turned out to be a Pro Bowler his first year as a rookie. Um, Tyler Algier, who's a favorite free agent running back of mine that I hope the Chiefs pick up. Imagine him and Algier sharing the rock in the backfield. I mean, very good money ball moves there. Let's say if Algier makes about 4, 5, 6 million per year, and then you give this guy about $1 million a year on his rookie deal, you're really doing a good job. I feel like that's basically more youthful replacements for Hunt and Pacheco there. He fits the downhill style that DeMarco Murray loves to coach. And whoever we sign, or if the Chiefs want to go with 2 running backs, if we add more picks, right, in this draft, he's one of those players you got to have on this list. And then my last pick with pick 176, our last pick of the draft, and this is an A grade, and this is why I had to make this move here because of the situation what's going on with Jawan Taylor. This was an A minus grade. Dametrius Crown over offensive tackle from Texas A&M, massive 6'7", 336-pound tackle who started at right tackle for Texas A&M. If we move on from Jawan Taylor, Crownover has the size and raw power to compete for right tackle. The Chiefs have hit on day 3 linemen before, Trey Smith, Hunter Norzad, Nick Algoretti, CJ Hansen, who those guys have been currently on the roster. Crownover fits the mold. He's big. He needs technique work, but the traits are there. So this is a B plus grade draft, 40% of all my drafts are the top one. This class gives us offensive firepower with Mekhi Lemon and Mike Washington, pass rush depth in Zion Young and Jackson. Secondary help in Clark and line protection and Crownover. It balances immediate impact with long-term building, exactly what we need coming off a down year. That's what I think about that. So as we finish the episode, y'all, on this short occasion, we covered a ton here. DeMarco Murray stepping in as running back coach, Tyreek Hill hitting the market, and we don't know about a reunion coming up. Jawan Taylor likely getting cut, Travis Kelce coming back for one more ride, and a lot more offensive fuel. The Chiefs are moving pieces fast, and the 2026 season is shaping up to be a bounce back year. Stay locked in, and we've got more draft talk and free agent targets and roster breakdowns coming your way soon down the road. But before I let you all go on this short episode night, 2 quick shout outs to our partners who help keep the show rolling. First off, shout out to the partners at Underdog Fantasy. If you're not on Underdog Fantasy yet, you're missing out. New customers, sign up today with the promo code KingdomCast, as you see at the bottom of my screen. KINGDOMKAST in bold letters. And bet $5, you get $75 in bonus bets. It's one of the best promos out there. Pick more, win more. The NBA season is back. The games are going on now. I just cashed in on the first basket parlay just now. I'm happy about that. And next week, I'm going to Arizona to check out the Royals spring game. Probably check out the Chicago Cubs, maybe the Dodgers. We shall see. And maybe some other teams, maybe the Diamondbacks. We shall see. But I'm looking forward to it. And anyway, download the app, use the code KingdomCast. Let's cash some picks together. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus in eligible states. 21 over. And our second sponsor, we want to give a shout out to Dubby Energy Drinks. Forget the Monster Crash, man. You know what I mean? Dubby is clean, no jitter energy with just great flavors like strawberry slushy, blue ras, the peach ring, healthy ingredients, no sugar crash. Dubby Energy Drinks. That's our new sponsor. And as you see there on the screen, join their newsletter right now. You get 20% off your first order. Link, as you can see, is right there. Just look up Dubby. If you look them up and you see that, just go there. Fill up right now with Dubby. You see those drinks there, man? Yup. I'm about to try the s'mores. Yeah. You see that? Them energy drinks. You don't need that Monster. It's healthy for you. You guys are going to love it. Thank you, Dubby Energy Drinks, for sponsoring this episode and also to our other partner, Underdog Fantasy. And that's it for tonight, Chiefs Kingdom. I'm going to let you guys all go tonight, especially like on the Zoom call, like I'm at work. Thank you for hanging with me tonight on this news end of this episode of Kingdom Cast. We'll keep it rolling. Check out more episodes of like Tell the Truth coming up this week. Also check out Country Show with Robert talking about the WWE coming up. Check out Chuck and Country Show as well, especially coming up as well, heading into this offseason, especially with the combine coming up, and see where all the chips fall. And then free agency. We're almost there, people. March. Actually, next Sunday, I believe, will be March the 1st. And that's all you need to know. And when that happens, then I believe 14 days later, the new NFL, or probably on the 17th, I believe, the new NFL season.
Hold up, my guy. I had to come and interrupt the show real quick. How you gonna say Chuck and Country Show? You know the main show is Kingdom Cast, man. You should know that by now, man. How you gonna do us like that, bro? What are you doing?
My baby. Look, I'm still new to this. Shoot. I said, look, man, I'm doing my thing, man, out here just trying to take care of business. I mean, what's up, Chuck? Hey, y'all. Chuck is in the background producer, but he just had to jump on here, man. You know.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck you doing, man? No.
I'm just promoting y'all, bro. That's all I'm doing, brother. Promoting
But
Kingdom
nah,
Cast.
I just had to mess with you, bro. I mean, good little show tonight, man. I'll definitely be back on next week though, man. I'm gonna get back on and chop it up with you, man. Go over Scout and Combine. I'm sure that's coming up. And among other things, if we get the latest with the Chiefs or whatever. So, I'll be back on to chop it up with you. I won't just be in the background producing. So I plan to be back next week, y'all. On the
All
McGruder
right.
Files.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Man, here's the thing, man. Just real quick before we go off
Okay.
for tonight, real quick. Do you think the Chiefs have to go with wide receiver if, let's say, David Bailey or Bain are off the board? Because let's say Mekhi Lemon is there or Carnell Tate. Those guys are or Jordan Tyson. Do you make that move or do you just trade back? I mean, what would you do?
They don't have to, but it is the option. I mean, it's going to depend on what's going to happen the rest of the offseason. Like you briefly mentioned Rashee Rice's situation. We don't know how that's going to play out. We got other needs to address. So, I mean, more than likely, like if Bain or Bailey are gone, I think the Chiefs still likely try to trade back and get more picks. I think that'll probably be the most likely scenario in that situation. But if they do decide to take a wide receiver, I ain't gonna be mad at it. If they do decide to take Jeremiah Love, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But
Yeah.
we're just in a peculiar spot right now as far as the draft position goes.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think we're in that position because I mean, I watched with the other you guys last night, you and Trey talk about that with Rashee, and I was like, I'm there with you guys too, because it's like at this point, it's just we're just gonna have to wait and see because this might be just as big of a need as defensive end, two of them, and 2-3 defensive tackles, So and right tackle. So we'll talk about it next week. But thank you for coming on here at the last minute to chime in here real
Buzzer
quick.
beater type stuff.
Buzzer beater type stuff, man.
Hail Mary with no time left.
I'm not gonna say it because you'll get mad at me if I say it. So.
Oh.
Okay, I was gonna say whatever, man. Because I'll just tell the story before I end the night.
Okay.
Me and my brother. It was 2010. You probably remember this game.
Okay.
Magics and Cavs.
Yep.
Me and my brother, we were out here at the Dave and Buster's with me and my sister and my brother. And I remember like it was yesterday. We was all eating our food, enjoying it. And it was the last minute. And then somebody who you do not like and my brother didn't like, did not like at the time. He was even be like, come on, Dwight Howard, block his shot, play defense. And then moment happened, the ball came in. That dude, number 23, made a jumper, buzzer beater, and he made it. LeBron James. Me and everybody in the bar went wild, like, yo, he was crazy. But, my brother was like, man, whatever, man. It was just,
Hey, listen, that was at the time when I didn't hate LeBron, you know what I'm saying? That was at the time when I was actually rooting for him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But just looking back on it, man, like his playoff moments, man, like he's had a couple like that moment. He had the Pistons game, 25 in the last 27 points and all that. But sadly, man, those moments are bigger than any NBA Finals moment, man. I don't care what y'all say about that block, man. That block not bigger than what he did in the earlier years in the Cavs with the Cavs. That's just me.
Yeah, I feel you there, man. But yeah, as we move on, we go on to next week. Chuck will be on y'all, and I look forward to it. And we talk more about this offseason coming up here. Thank you guys for hanging with me, Philip P. Matt McGruder, and also Chuck, who's also the producer in the background. He will be on next week again. If you joined the show, drop a like, subscribe on YouTube to the channel.
Hit the hype button. Hit the hype button when this video goes off. And another thing, I kind of felt like Country pushing all kinds of buttons in the background. So my fault, y'all. I'm not perfect, but getting better.
We're getting better, man. And we're building together 2026 together. Until next time, stay loud, stay loyal, and let's get back to the Super Bowl. Chiefs Kingdom forever. Peace. Go Chiefs. Cheese.